And we're going to do big waves out there. Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. Great to see everybody on this beautiful day, regardless of the fact that sometimes I don't know what day of the week it is. And we're just going to say that that just means that there was a holiday this week, and that's why. It's not that I'm not paying attention. It's that there was a holiday. So we're going to blame it on that. But I hope you all are having a beautiful day so far. And we have a majestic word today from our very majestic Arlene Hutchinson. So this was a word from Arlene, and I'm going to use that as a little kickoff to say, send me some words. We have some. I have a couple in the queue, but I always appreciate more because it makes it a little bit easier when you've got a starting point. So, and when you've been doing this for 4 years, it kind of feels like you're running out of words. I know we're not. There's all these words out there, but I got to learn them before I can share them. So feel free to share some with me. But the definition of majestic means having or showing impressive beauty or dignity, and it means greatness. And to be majestic is to carry yourself or exist in a way that inspires awe, whether it's a breathtaking mountain. So, Arlene, I know you're thinking about your Utah mountains, a powerful leader, a graceful moment of stillness. Majestic evokes something grand, elevated, and deeply moving. Okay, so that's kind of the definition. But why is it important, right? Well, I'll tell you what I think is majestic, a bald eagle. If you ever want to see Andrea instantly turn on waterworks, let me be in a place where you see a bald eagle. I'll tell you, the first time I saw one in the wild, it wasn't super wild. I was driving down a Tennessee highway and like instantly burst into tears. And I'm like, this is where I'm meant to be on this earth. Second time I saw one in the wild was in Arkansas. And third time was flying over the river that I live by. And I remember these moments. They were all within the last 7 years where I actually saw one and instantly crying. The kids think it's fantastic because there's nothing better than your mom making a fool out of herself and getting so excited over something, but they're absolutely stirring in my spirit. I find them majestic. And majesty reminds us of what's greater than the noise of everyday life. This is why it's important. When we tap into that, when we see that, we realize, oh my goodness, I'm so grateful. I am just this little tiny thing connected to something so much bigger. And it connects us to the beauty and inspires us to rise up just a little bit in our everyday world. Right? Have you ever felt that way when you just see something that's just so overwhelmingly majestic that you think, I've got to just do a little bit better because I've got to maybe earn a little bit of space in this beautiful world that I am blessed enough to be in. And so what I looked into was, okay, how do we take in this majesty? How do we tap into the power of that in our everyday life? Because I know you guys are running around, right? We're all busy, even if we're only busy watching our favorite shows. Like I always hear, people, oh, I'm so busy, I'm so busy, I'm so busy. And then I'm like, hey, what are you watching on Netflix right now? And they've got like seven things to tell me. So I'm like, well, you're probably not actually that busy, but you still feel busy. So we're all feeling that run around, all of those good things. So, how do we take in the power of majesty in our real life? And first of all, we've got to pause. We've got to pause to take it in. And many, many moons ago, I remember the first time I did an event in Alabama. It was before I lived there. And coach decided to tell everybody that I had actually put my hand on a tree. He's like, this is how we know that Andrea is not officially from Alabama, that she really is a Californian at heart. Because the first thing that she did when we were getting out is I saw this giant tree and I had to go lay hands on it because it was so majestic. I thought, well, I've got to tap into that just a little bit, right? But it takes a moment to pause because I could have run right past that tree, right? I could have kept my head down and never saw that bald eagle. Like there's so many things that we're surrounded by every day, but we don't appreciate it. I feel like when when we're new in an area, we notice all of it, right? Because it's all brand new to us. So Arlene, you're probably seeing a lot of majesty right now in Texas because it's not your everyday. You're not, just going to the same place doing all of that. But when we're living in the same space, sometimes we get a little numb to all the beauty that surrounds us. So, how do we tap into that? Slow down a little bit. Majestic things just don't rush. Slow down and let the beauty hit you. Notice it. You know, Peyton Palmer, I know you grew up in Florence, Alabama, and you drive down these incredible green highways. Like it's the prettiest green you guys have ever seen, but there's a chance you might not notice it, Peyton, because you grew up with it, right? Well, maybe go look at something brown like California, and you'll maybe appreciate the green out there in Alabama a little bit more, or just kind of look at it and realize that that's not everywhere. Not every place is that green. Next is to walk tall. When we carry ourselves with that quiet confidence, that's our own kind of majesty. So all of us have reasons to feel confident, right? I think probably many of us have reasons when we don't. I'll tell you, I've got sweaty palms right now. There's nothing more nerve-wracking than doing this by myself without my partner. I'm going to try to have a partner tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. But we lose that confidence sometimes. But if we want to tap into our own majesty, is to tap into all the reasons that we should be confident in ourselves. And that's something that's really powerful inside of us. Next is to elevate our mindset. Think higher thoughts, right? That sounds so simple and such a platitude, but when we can and we don't weigh ourselves down with all of the petty little things, it truly is its own form of majesty. So try to tap into the things inside of you that are a little bit higher, you know, that self-development, all of those things that allow us to lift ourselves up, get a little bit better every single day. That is a way that we can be more majestic ourselves. Next is to create something inspiring. And anybody else decide to try to take up crafting when COVID first started? Like anybody else decide that they were going to magically get a crafty bone, or is that just me? I thought I was going to do watercolor, so I bought all kinds of these art sets and all of these things, and then I realized these hands don't create art on paper. Like it did not happen. So I made some cute little trees. I'll tell you, I made some flowers and it looked like maybe we'll give myself a 7-year-old in this. Could have been closer to 4, but you know, maybe that wasn't necessarily majestic, but maybe I can write a great story, or maybe I can help somebody else in a way that falls into my strength. Maybe I can create something in a different way, but find a way to create something that inspires you. So sometimes we think about what's going to inspire somebody else, but what's going to inspire you today? Go create that. Now, maybe you're very dull and it's an Excel spreadsheet, right? And that could be very inspiring to somebody like me, right? Doesn't matter, but go create something that you find inspiring. And then lastly, another way that we can tap into the power of majesty is to see it in others. We are surrounded by people with beautiful strength. We are surrounded by people with beautiful wisdom. We are surrounded by people with grace. Oh my goodness. We are just surrounded by amazing, amazing humans. But kind of like that road in Alabama that we drive down every single day and we stop seeing all the beauty in it, we can do the same thing with the beautiful humans that are in our life. So slow down a little bit and notice that quiet power that you see in people. Notice the strength, notice the grace in the humans around you. And that's a great way that we can tap into majesty in this world. So, Arlene, I don't know if this is what you had in mind when you gave us the word majesty, but this is where I went today. So thank you guys so much for tuning in with me this morning. And I'm really hoping to have a guest with me tomorrow, and then we'll have Coach back with us on Friday. So love you guys so much. I don't know if I didn't see any birthdays. So if it's your birthday today, we love you. We're wishing you happy birthday. But I hope you all have a beautiful Wednesday and look forward to seeing you back tomorrow.
Thank
Have a
you.
beautiful day. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Love you so
Great
much.
job, Andrea.
Love you.
Great job.
Bye, everyone.
Love
Great
you.
Much.